Right now, recruiting former members of the military. Local careers are looking to hire some new talent. Plus, an update from Janesville as police explain how a gun was accidentally discharged inside a middle school this week. And a couple of candidates coming under fire again as Election Day gets a bit closer. That's all coming up straight ahead at 10. First tonight, breaking news, an active death investigation after a body was found floating in Lake Monona tonight. The Dane County deputies were called there around 6 o'clock, and the victim was pronounced dead at the scene. The department says there is no danger to the community, but would not release any other information. Next, some past and present military service members in Dane County are exploring potential new careers as firefighters and EMTs with Madison Fire. Andrew Banstra is in the studio tonight with why a career in fire may be a good fit for members of our military. Andrew?
Labor shortages are plaguing America, but Madison Fire Department's job fair today wasn't for a lack of applicants. It was for those that share the desire for public service.
This piece right here is one of the most important.
Assimilating into civilian life can be a challenge for veterans.
So I'm sure being in the service, we've all seen.
In a job fair geared towards veterans today, MFD recruited veterans to become firefighters. It's not just a seamless transition, but veterans are often the best candidates that they can find.
There's really no bigger group out there that knows more about service than the military, obviously. So it's such a natural transition to go from that aspect into serving the city of Madison.
It's a win-win for the veterans and the fire department. MFD gets great candidates that have traits that are hard to find, and veterans get to keep doing what they love.
Welcoming our service members home as they transition out of active duty service. It's one of our obligations to try to help with that transition process, help to find good work, and try to do our part to take care of the veterans that have served us so well.
In addition to being physically fit for the job, not everybody has a medical background, but many veterans do.
A lot of folks come in with medical training throughout different aspects of the military that can easily parlay into the work we do as EMTs and paramedics.
Oftentimes after serving in the military, going to a 9-to-5 job simply doesn't fit your lifestyle. But firefighting is not your average job. It's a paramilitaristic organization that's rooted in military connections.
A lot of fire departments were brought on right after World War II. That's when they all kind of came about, and it's just an easy, natural transition to go from that type of job in the military into the fire service.
It takes a special kind of person to make it their job to go in harm's way. That's what makes veterans such great firefighters.
In the military, it's already a selfless aspect of service. And so when you take that and people that have dedicated themselves to being selfless and serving the country over so many years, it's just such an easy transition.
Today's event was MFD's second job fair since the pandemic began. They'll host their first ever virtual job fair next week and another one for just women in early October. In the News Center, Andrew Banstra, News 3 Now.
And also today, Governor Tony Evers says the state will be investing $20 million in a grant program to help better support EMS providers. It's called the EMS Flex Program. Earlier this year, the governor also announced $12 million in funding for it, bringing the total to $32 million. Through the program to date, nearly 450 grants have been given to EMS providers all across the state. New information tonight from Janesville, where a liaison officer's gun accidentally went off yesterday inside a middle school. The city's police department says they found no signs of negligence or criminal action.
Officer Studica is still at, she's working at Madison Middle School today. We have total confidence in her ability. She's been a fantastic employee through her 25 years. We don't have any concerns that she shouldn't be at Madison, but at the same time, we're very sensitive and concerned that this happened.
The officer was taking off their backpack when part of it got caught on the gun and caused a round to be fired into the ground. The gun was in a holster at the time. The department says the gun maker Smith & Wesson is aware of a similar incident in Detroit where part of an officer's coat caused an unintentional discharge. And some positive news tonight. A GoFundMe set up to support the family of a Monona Grove High School teacher and coach who died unexpectedly last week has raised more than $45,000. Charles Ping collapsed collapsed while at a tennis match Thursday evening and later passed away. If you would like to donate, we have a link on channel3000.com. Next at 10, some quick hitting hailstorms in Madison this afternoon. This is video posted online from a viewer on the east side. So let's see what's in store for us tonight. Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti has our certified most accurate forecast.
Well, Charlotte, once those storms blew out of here, things were pretty quiet for the evening, although the humidity levels have stayed high. Now we're watching the potential for more storms north of Madison overnight. Time-lapse from the Edgewater Skycam shows some clouds this morning and a couple of rounds of showers and a few thunderstorms, one late morning and then another one early in the afternoon. But by late afternoon, everything was pushing to the south and east, and skies actually cleared out overhead. You can see the hail reports in blue, the wind reports down toward the Illinois state line, 55-mile-per-hour wind gust in South Beloit, and hail up to the size of about quarters in Beaver Dam. But tonight, we're seeing some strong to severe thunderstorms up around the Eau Claire area. Some of these storms producing hail up to baseball sized. But as we look at 6-hour future track radar, those storms will weaken as they push into southern Wisconsin and affect areas mainly north of Madison. High temperatures today, lower 80s in Madison, but out to the west where they didn't get any rain, temperatures were in the lower 90s, including 92 in Platteville and Prairie du Chien. Current temperatures are still in the upper 60s to the lower 70s, and warmer weather in southwestern Wisconsin. So temperatures across Dane County range from 76 in Mount Horeb to 71 degrees in Deerfield. Look for skies to be partly cloudy overnight. It'll be mild. Again, a slight chance for a shower or thunderstorm north of Madison with a low of 66, but cooler weather is on the way for tomorrow. I'll have more on that in just a few minutes.
Gary, thank you. New tonight, 8 people have been taken to hospitals from the scene of a building explosion in Chicago today. According to Chicago Fire, at least 3 of those people are listed in serious to critical condition. The source of the explosion is unknown at this time and remains under investigation, and the ATF and the Chicago Police Bomb Unit are on scene to assist. A fiery crash caught on camera today in Allen, Texas. Responders say one person died after a semi-truck went off the side of an overpass and exploded. Police say the truck appeared to collide with another vehicle on the highway before it fell off the side of the bridge. And check this out. A woman was able to walk away with only minor injuries after a crane collapsed on top of her car today in New York City. The fire department says it was a boom truck that collapsed. The 22-year-old woman who was in the car only has minor injuries. That crane took out a street lamp as well and left rebar strewn across the roadway. An investigation is ongoing. And another scare today, this one in Washington State. 10 passengers who were on this jet are safe after it crash landed and caught fire at the Tri-Cities Airport this morning in the city of Pasco. Airport officials said the private plane landed with no gears after a technical malfunction. Officials said all the passengers made it out of the plane safely. Next at 10, Election Day is nearly upon us, and today is National Voter Registration Day. The National Association of Secretaries of State started the event in 2012. It's a coordinated effort from local, state, and national organizations to urge people to register to vote. A new report detailing lawsuits that span decades alleging sexual assault, harassment, racial discrimination, and a hostile work environment at the construction company co-owned by Republican gubernatorial candidate Tim Michels. According to several court documents obtained by our sister station in Milwaukee, all of the lawsuits have been settled, including some former employees signing non-disclosure agreements. Michels released statements on Twitter earlier today saying, in part, this is a coordinated attack by Governor Evers and his allies. These unproven allegations do not reflect the training and culture at Michels Corporation. Well, another law enforcement endorsement Mandela Barnes' campaign claimed to secure last week has been withdrawn from the campaign website. Racine County Deputy Sheriff Malik Frazier is no longer included on the list of endorsements. A spokesman for the Racine County Sheriff's Office says while Frazier personally supports Barnes in the U.S. Senate race, officers cannot publicly endorse a candidate according to federal laws. In a New York court today, the special master appointed to review documents seized from former President Trump's Florida home last month held his first conference with lawyers from both sides. Natalie Brandt has the update.
No one is above the law.
Federal
federal judge Raymond Dearie met with lawyers for former President Trump and the Department of Justice Tuesday for the first time as he begins his role as special master, reviewing documents seized from Trump's Mar-a-Lago estate. Ahead of the conference, Trump's team filed a motion pushing back on the special master's request for details regarding his claim that he had declassified seized materials. They say doing so could harm their defense if the former president is indicted. Judge Dearie, while pressing Trump's attorneys on the issue in court Tuesday, said, "Just don't have your cake and eat it too."
I think it's reasonable to assume that he has to give the information necessary. If he's unwilling to do it, then I would think that the judge would simply say, okay, for now, we're going to assume that the documents that say they're classified are classified.
The court order selecting Dearie gives him until November 30th to review the more than 11,000 records and determine if any of the materials are protected by attorney-client or executive privilege. It also instructs him to prioritize documents marked as classified. U.S. government lawyers have urged Dearie to hire a third-party vendor to scan the seized documents in order to streamline the review process. As the special master's work begins, the DOJ has appealed the ruling by a Florida federal judge to pause its review of documents with classified markings, saying it harms its investigation. In a filing in the 11th Circuit Court of Appeals, the former president's team argued for continuing the freeze on the government's review and called the appointment of the special master, quote, appropriate and necessary. Monday night, former President Trump returned home to Mar-a-Lago for the first time since last month's FBI search and was greeted by groups of supporters. Natalie Brandt, CBS News, Washington.
Still ahead tonight, Hurricane Fiona picking up strength as it moves through the Caribbean. How people in the U.S. territory of Puerto Rico are coping after the storm left behind massive destruction there. Stay with us.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Brenna today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
It's time for new energy-efficient replacement windows from Champion.
Right now, buy 2 windows, get 2 free. Don't sweat over high energy bills. Stay comfortable in your home all year long. Call or go online to book your free estimate at getchampionwindows.com.
Finding the Honda you really want just got easier. With a longer limited warranty, so long. Downloadable inspection reports, so you see what we see. Downloadable. And complimentary oil changes within the first year. That's what I'm talking about. You've never been more at peace than with Honda Certified Pre-Owned.
At a company, the culture comes from the top. Tim Michaels' company has been sued numerous times over sexual assault and harassment in the workplace. Women who worked for Michaels' company said they were groped, assaulted, and pressured to have sex with their bosses. Higher-ups at Michaels dismissed the women as liars and even fired those who spoke out. Is that what we need for Wisconsin? Tim Michaels, too radical, too divisive.
Wisconsin is a home of workers. We know what needs to get done, and we do it. Yet, we've been hit hard, some harder than others. Our contact may be limited, but we still can lift each other up. The Keep Wisconsin Warm Cool Fund and your local energy providers are working together to help keep your heat and power on. You may not ask for it, but we want you to know we're here.
It's our biggest sale of the year. Get back to your health and fitness goals by joining Anytime Fitness for just $1 now through October 7th. Let us help you turn no I can't into yes I can. Now through October 7th, join Anytime Fitness for just $1. Hurry in today.
Welcome to Oakmont Senior Community in Verona. Active seniors 55 plus will enjoy our new luxury apartments, professionally managed by award-winning Attic Angel Community. Call Brenna today for a tour and reserve your place at Oakmont.
On the Jennifer Hudson Show, there's always something to celebrate. You can sing, you can twirl around, dance, whatever makes you happy. Oh my God, have your moment. From the White Lotus, Connie Britton is here.
On the next Jennifer Hudson Show at 3. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
Welcome back. For the first time ever, a task force is recommending adults under the age of 65 be screened for anxiety. That's according to a group of independent disease prevention and medical experts whose recommendations help guide the decisions of doctors. The draft recommendation is not final and now enters a public comment period that ends in mid-October. The Federal Reserve is expected to make history with a rate hike tomorrow. It is expected to either raise its key short-term rate by 3/4 of a point or even 1 full percentage point. The central bank kicked off its two-day meeting today and is scheduled to announce its decision tomorrow afternoon. The global supply chain backup continues to hurt the auto industry. Ford says it will end the month with between 40 and 45,000 pickups and SUVs it cannot finish because it doesn't have all the parts. Automakers have been struggling with supply chain issues, specifically a shortage of computer chips. And check this out. Privacy doors and lie flat seats are features of the new premium suites American Airlines plans to roll out on its long-haul fleet. The airline announced today the flagship suite seats will be available on certain aircraft beginning in 2024. Hurricane Fiona is now blamed for at least 4 deaths in Puerto Rico and another 2 in the Dominican Republic. Officials say it will take several days before the extent of the damage is known, and the storm is gathering strength as it heads north. Christian Benavides has the latest.
Puerto Rico is once again struggling to recover from a powerful hurricane after Fiona slammed the island with nearly 3 feet of rain. Olga Vega took cover in her bathroom as wind gusts topped 90 miles per hour and tore part of her roof off her house.
The process has been very hard, but I have to stay strong.
Governor Pedro Pierluisi expects power will begin to come back soon, but not for everybody.
A substantial majority of the customers will get their power back by the end of the day tomorrow.
Tuesday is the 5th anniversary of when Hurricane Maria hit the U.S. territory. Thousands of homes are still covered in blue tarps, and the power grid is being rebuilt slowly.
Our people has PTSD.
Felix Cabrera is in San Juan. He leads the humanitarian organization Send Puerto Rico.
What if the hurricane had been stronger? I can't imagine. The structure is not strong after 5 years of Hurricane Maria. We're still weak.
Hurricane Fiona also lashed the Dominican Republic, flooding streets and wrecking entire neighborhoods. It destroyed everything, this man said. It all has to be rebuilt. The storm then hit the Turks and Caicos with winds up to 115 miles per hour on Tuesday and is now gaining strength as it moves north towards Bermuda. Christian Benavides, CBS News, Miami.
The National Hurricane Center expects Fiona to be a Category 4 hurricane by the time it reaches Bermuda on Thursday. And Chief Meteorologist Gary Canalti joins us now, and you're also tracking Fiona.
I am, yeah. It's a powerful storm, and fortunately it won't affect the United States, but it probably will affect the eastern portion of Canada. I was just there literally about a week ago, and I know exactly the area where it's headed. And right now it's a Category 3 hurricane. Maximum sustained winds 125 miles an hour with gusts to 155 miles per hour. You can see the track from the National Hurricane Center. Bermuda is right up here. You can see it's a Category 4 tomorrow. There's Bermuda. It passes by just to the northwest of Bermuda, probably bringing hurricane or near hurricane force winds to Bermuda, and then it races to the north-northeast. Here's Halifax, Nova Scotia, Prince Edward Island, and it is forecast to move right over Prince Edward Island and then lose its tropical characteristics as it starts to draw colder air into the circulation. In fact, rain changes the snow on the western periphery of the storm, but still with winds of 50 miles per hour or greater as it moves into the Arctic Ocean. That is a powerful storm to maintain its strength. That's far north, and here's where it is now. That's where it'll eventually end up. There's also Tropical Storm Gaston in the central Atlantic Ocean, not going to be a threat to anybody. And then this area of disturbed weather now has a 70% chance of development into a tropical system within the next 2 days. It's forecast to move to the west-northwest and possibly affect the Caribbean. High-resolution Doppler radar around here, pretty quiet. Nothing going on in southern Wisconsin, but not far to our north. It's a different story. A cluster of strong to severe thunderstorms moving through through the Eau Claire and Menominee areas with baseball-sized hail, but it's a small cluster of storms already starting to weaken as it pushes off to the east and southeast. 6-hour future track radar shows those storms weakening, but mainly affecting areas north of Madison. It's just a question as to how much of the energy still remains as it pushes into our viewing area. It also could send out a little flow of wind that could act like a front and generate showers or storms a little farther to the south. You can see that it kind of tries to bring that little line there through the Madison area. Again, it remains to be seen whether or not that will actually happen. But no severe weather outlook for tomorrow because we are looking at a big change in temperatures. Tomorrow, we go from the low 80s today to the lower 70s tomorrow. Parts of southwestern Wisconsin were in the 90s today, and then cooler weather with high temperatures around 60 for the first day of fall on Thursday and for Friday. Tomorrow, a different day. Variable cloudiness, breezy and cooler, also less humid with a high temperature of 72 degrees. As we look at planning your day forecast for tomorrow, 67 Verona, 72 Madison, 67 in Windsor with a fair amount of cloud cover and brisk northwesterly winds across southern Wisconsin, 71 Janesville, 67 in Prairie du Chien. They were at 92 today, so that is a big change. 7 to 10 day forecast down to 60 for Thursday and near 60 on Friday. A slight chance for a shower late Friday afternoon into Friday evening. Maybe a slight chance for a shower on Sunday. Otherwise, dry weather with temperatures on the cool side to start next week, but warming back up to slightly above normal. Highs around 70 by the end of next week.
That's a conference showdown tonight in high school boys soccer. Oregon and Edgewood with almost identical records. Who's going to take it? We've got highlights coming up next in sports.
News 3 Now First Warn Weather is brought to you by Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor.
Discover a shopping and design experience as comfortable as the furniture. Lazy Boy Home Furnishings and Decor. Schedule your free design consultation today.
Okay, so why use Toyota service centers?
Well, you wouldn't use just any carpenter, would you?
This thing working? Oh, I'm never getting out of here.
No.
Right.
Toyota Service Centers. Keep your Toyota a Toyota. Toyota. Let's go places.
Follow the fall colors to the Oakwood Fruit Farm just east of Richland Center. Fresh apple cider, homemade caramel apples, and our legendary apple cider donuts are delicious treats your whole family will love. Fill up on pumpkins, cheese, and of course, fresh apples. Over 20 varieties to choose from. Our family has kept this tradition going every fall since 1904 and want your family to be a part of it too. Come to the Oakwood Fruit Farm just east of scenic Richland Center. Visit oakwoodfruitfarm.com.
First, we found out that radical Tim Michaels supports Wisconsin's 1849 abortion ban.
But you wouldn't support exceptions for rape or incest?
That's correct.
Now we found out his foundation funds a group working to outlaw birth control and ban abortion, even to save the life of the mother. And his family foundation funds a group that uses cell phone data to track women if they go to abortion centers. Vote no on radical Tim Michaels.
Fall is the best time to plant grass seed, and Menards has what you need to get started. Schultz products are perfect for repairing thinning areas and bare spots in your lawn. A 3-pound bag covers up to 2,000 square feet. Midwest Master is a premium grass seed that adapts to a variety of soil types. It's a great all-purpose blend that starts fast and blends well into existing lawns. Save big money with 11% off all grass seed. Now at Menards.
Save big money at Menards.
The light at the end of the tunnel isn't shining so brightly for everyone. Families continue to fight for survival. Some jobs are gone forever. Bills pile up. But please know, you have not been forgotten. Your local Wisconsin energy and emergency rental assistance providers are working together to keep you safely in your home and your heat and power on. Apply now for a hand up.
Oregon boys soccer is Picking up right where it left off, the defending Division II champions are up in the rankings on a 3-match win streak, undefeated in conference play. Tonight, they're on the road facing Edgewood in a Badger West showdown. The Crusaders enter on a 5-game win streak. Panthers dominating the time of possession in this first half. They try to bury a couple of shots. Wesley Donovan is holding it down in goal for Edgewood. Now getting close to halftime, the ball bounces the wrong way off a Crusader, and that one rolls in for Oregon. The Panthers take a 1-0 lead. They go on to win 2-1. Brewers and Mets back for Game 2. The Crew trying to snap their 2-game skid. Well, they jump on it early. Second inning, a string of base hits makes it 3-0 Brewers. Well, the Mets, they're staying quiet at the plate until this former Mallard steps up. Pete Alonso takes it to center for a 3-run homer. And that's where the rally begins. The Mets win this one 7-5. Well, it's Tuesday, which means Aaron Rodgers posting up on the Pat McAfee Show. The MVP talking everything from football to the books on his shelf. But one thing he couldn't stop gushing about, the return of Elgton Jenkins and Alan Lazard. Rodgers had lots of praise for these two this afternoon, sharing how proud he is of Jenkins coming back from that knee injury, how he stepped up in week 2. Rodgers also saying the comfort level he had just being out there with his guys.
There's definitely some more comfort with 13 and 74 back out there. Just understanding body movements and the way that Alan runs his routes. Alan shows up way more than just in the measurable stat sheet, though. And I think that's one point to always remember about him. He's very valuable in a bunch of different ways. He's such a smart player.
Wisconsin is just a few days away from its toughest test of the season thus far. The Badgers are going to be on the road in Columbus, facing 3rd-ranked and undefeated Ohio State. While the Buckeyes are posting some insane numbers on offense, defense not seeing the same. The Buckeyes rank 7th in the conference for both average points allowed per game and average yards allowed. Could bode well for the Badgers offense. Graham Mertz coming off a career-high game, throwing for 251 yards. The team scoring 9 touchdowns from 5 different players. Well, regardless of what OSU's stats show, Mertz and company, they're not underestimating them.
Great defense. Up front, really strong, really physical. In the back end, really quick. Really good in coverage. They got a bunch of guys that have been making plays, good linebacker group. I mean, they're solid all around. They got a really good scheme. You can tell their coordinator does a good job of really coaching them up and knowing the details of their schemes. So it'll be a really fun week for me, just prep-wise, really diving into that and diving into their schemes.
Kickoff in Columbus is set for 6:30 on Saturday. And don't forget to tune into this week's Badger Blueprint. Zach and Jim Polzin will break down everything Badgers and Buckeyes. That's Wednesday during the News 3 Now at 10. And Wisconsin Wrestling dropped its Big Ten schedule this afternoon. There's going to be some clutch duels happening at the Fieldhouse this winter. Badgers will host Penn State, Purdue, Iowa, and Minnesota. The first home conference duel is set for January 6th against Penn State. Now here's that quick look at that schedule. Badgers open the season on November 5th in Florida against Chattanooga. We'll be right back.
It's Wow Wednesdays at Hy-Vee. This Wednesday, 6 packs of 7-Up or Canada Dry sparkling water, only 99 cents. And Yoplait yogurt, only 19 cents. Wednesday only. And visit HyVeeDeals.com for even more deals.
Lean back and save at the Century House. Right now, buy stressless recliners, sofas, or office chairs and get up to $1,500 credit towards the purchase of more. Or save $400 on stressless signature-based recliners and ottomans and motorized classic power recliners. Don't wait. Take the opportunity to fill your home with stressless comfort for less. Shop the Century House, 3420 University Avenue in Madison.
Now is the time to switch to Spectrum Internet. America's leading internet provider just got even faster, with speeds now starting at 300 megabits per second. Faster speeds to game, faster speeds to stream, faster speeds to work or learn from home. All with 99.9% network reliability. Get Spectrum Internet for just $49.99 a month, plus a free modem and free online security software. Call 877-906-9192. Add advanced Wi-Fi to get enhanced security for your home network, automatically blocking outside threats to your devices. If it's connected, it's protected. So no matter what you do online, you can do it faster, safer, and more reliably with Spectrum. Now is the time to switch. Get Spectrum Internet with faster speeds for the same great price. Just $49.99 a month with starting speeds of 300 megabits per second. Visit Spectrum.com to find out more or call 877-906-9192.
Welcome. We're so glad you're here. Looking for one of our most capable Ford SUVs? Okay, great. We've got you covered. Spacious interiors, innovative tech, good looks, and a legendary off-road experience. Check out our inventory today, or let us help you place a custom order. Getting into the perfect Ford SUV? Well, it's easier than ever. Yeah, we've got you covered. Now choose FlexBuy on a 2022 Ford Escape, Edge, or Explorer and get 0% financing for 66 months.
Joe Biden on Medicare for All.
It's going to raise taxes on middle-class people.
Medicare for All would double your income taxes, ban employer-provided and union health plans, and bankrupt Medicare for seniors. Mandela Barnes still supports Bernie Sanders' socialist takeover of your health care.
Medicare for All is the easiest way to get us to universal health care.
Mandela Barnes, more liberal than Joe Biden, way too liberal for Wisconsin.
I'm Ron Johnson, and I approve this message.
It's Wow Wednesdays at Hy-Vee. This Wednesday, Bird's Eye frozen vegetables only 77 cents. And fresh Burlasso Atlantic salmon portions only $2.99. Wednesday only. And visit HyVeeDeals.com for even more deals.
Wake up with News 3 Now this morning. Weekdays starting at 4:30. You're watching News 3 Now at 10.
And finally tonight, plenty of dogs. Hang in 10 for an annual dog surf-a-thon in Del Mar, California over the weekend. The event raises money for shelter, orphan pets, and programs. Following an opening ceremony, dogs decked out in life jackets did their best to stay on the surfboards. More than 70 dogs competed in 10-minute heats in front of a panel of judges, noting the length of their ride, wave technique, as well as enthusiasm and confidence on the board.
Good for them.
So, Gary, how do you think Joe would do?
He would not do it. Although he may have appreciated the water today because it was warm and humid. Yeah. But now we're seeing some strong to severe thunderstorms up around just passing south and east of Eau Claire. A new severe thunderstorm warning for parts of Buffalo and Trempealeau County until 11 p.m. Those storms weakened a little bit, but they are producing some hail. So we'll have to watch those as they head to areas north of the Dells over the next few hours. Nothing imminent, but areas north of the Dells could see some storms later on tonight.
All right, thank you. And thank you for joining us. Do something good. Have a great night, and we'll see you back here tomorrow.